a guy elenga ice cream from Icone, and the one time Usisi Pendlin is
No, this
asking
thing
me to
is,
assist.
no,
No,
it's
listen.
ungodly, this
Like
thing.
ukuze ngoma nyane it's cementing le nto ndingayithandiyo gayo. So I'm waiting ATM and there's a queue, and then kukho this guy uhamba no madam wakhe, and busy. I think umadam meselegqibile okanye unike umntana whatever, but ke babini bengimunca ice cream at some point. And guess what? Eka brothers athi thaca phansi.
Oh, that's bad.
You see now, like, was it like you could have gotten a cup? Okanye, okay, ufunile ngcambo ilenca emotweni okanye xose lwandle bhuti, but not
A cup, man. Get a
not
cup.
a mall.
Get a
Like
cup,
at the
please.
beach, I expect like you have to lick your ice cream. I don't have, but a mall, never. I'm sorry.
Okay, this is guys. This is some issue that I wouldn't go further on here.
Yeah, please.
Let's go to current
Yes, let's
affairs.
abort this mission. Yeah, ice cream
Yeah,
licking.
no, mission
Or
aborted.
inappropriate dressing, shoes in particular. But
Mission
ku-20
aborted
viwe
on
ke.
behalf of all the gents out there.
Yes, moving right along to the
Current affairs. Let's
affairs
see what's
now.
been happening, guys.
So this week, the president responded to the SONA debate. Those who don't know what a SONA debate is, it's when a president goes into parliament and then go like the opposition. In fact, both opposition and the main.
Everyone,
Yes,
yeah.
everyone has their say. And a friend of mine said, "Oh, by the way, your prim was also part of the,
I
of the
saw
people
the premiere
debating."
there.
No, I didn't. Well, I was, bendi busy.
Limonena ngalamin most of the State of the Nation address.
Yeah, no, they have to attend.
They had to
have
reference,
to attend.
made references to what's happening in the Eastern Cape.
Hmm.
Was the reference about potholes or something?
Go to the roads.
The roads via
Yeah.
Kashem.
Eastern
No,
Cape.
that part was correct, but Aban Basekunubi, they are not happy with the roads. Potholes is in Nwaba, so
Like, even like, people are saying the same thing that in what context, as in Sandral, because Sandral is doing wonders.
I think it's Sandral. I mean,
So if we're talking about Sandral,
but
if
Kaloku
you-
Sandral does that in line with the government of the province.
Yes.
So it's the municipality that is at fault in terms of the potholes.
But
in
Kaloko,
our
when you
roads.
say the province, you are talking about the whole province, inclusive of municipalities.
No, man, guys, Nyamosha,
Okay,
that's
but
what-
because safoni potholes is pele.
Yeah,
Anyway, that
so-
like regardless, more so if you travel. Like as you go to like your former Transkei, you can see even that road that
The
goes
entry,
from
Epai,
this even Aliana Yase Port Alfred as well. It's actually
Gqeberha, man.
yes. So
it's no longer by now.
okay, Gqeberha. Yes. Okay. And then moving right along, the DA launched its manifesto in Pretoria yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's interesting about the DA matter is also the court case that came out on this week, where the ANC was then asked by the Constitutional Court to hand over the
cadre deployment.
cadre deployment docs and WhatsApps, everything that's got to do with cadre deployment. And now the DA was saying they're giving them up until 5 o'clock in Ngomso, because they were supposed to have handed those things in.
Yes.
So Steenhuisen, Ngendlela, did you see how he puts this to his
No,
crowds?
I didn't.
His crowds are saying the ANC sort of has begged us to give them, more time, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yes, that one I
and
did hear
asking
about.
if should we give them more time and all of that. So for them, that is a nice sort of political win at the moment.
yeah.
But of course, I mean, that we all know that is it going to last up until the elections? No, I don't think
But
so.
also now, Baba cadre deployment is abo. So like
They do have, but
what
the,
is- okay, yes.
Kalok, the principle of interest due for the interests of the public or public interest is the fact that this is a governing party and some of these people were deployed into key important areas of the state.
Yes.
And some that's where part of the state capture happened.
Oh,
So
yes.
that's
Yes.
the angle with
Okay.
which these guys are actually.
No, then
yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then a group of third-year Bachelor of Pharmacy students at the Sefako Makgatho Health Sciences University have had to take a break from their studies. This is after they had to be treated for eyesight-related complications after a session at the laboratory. So the university says the lab in question has been closed pending an investigation, adding that the university doctor continues to keep an eye on the affected students. So apparently there was an incident. I think it's an experiment gone wrong, whatever, but it happened kwilab yabo. So I did come across the story during the week, but I wasn't sure what was happening with, universities commencing classes, this week, some of them. So, yeah.
Let's hope, it's not something major. Eyesight
hope
is
not.
one of the things that's.
Yo.
You imagine going blind at this.
I'd rather be deaf than be blind.
That's what others would say. So, but any disability, guys, it's. Especially for these are doctors.
Especially youngsters.
These are doctors.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
everything that they worked for now would be for naught if
it would be in
that's-
vain.
Yeah. Okay. What's
So
next?
the Western Cape Agriculture is warning of a new outbreak of African swine fever.
Abantu
So
benkui ke betuna are going to be affected. People who like
Yeah.
pork and eating that meat is going to be affected.
yes, no, definitely.
But
And
hopefully,
I think,
not to the extent. You remember where we had the eggs?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
semolina, that.
That thing was terrible.
It was bad,
eggs
actually.
Went to almost 200 rand.
I remember, and it was bad. I actually was scared of even eating eggs for that matter.
The funny thing yesterday, we were looking at ginger, how normal it is now. It's gone back to where it was. It was like 17.99 per kilo.
What's that?
Ginger.
Oh yes, even garlic.
Garlic, yeah.
Garlic and
Remember
ginger.
where it
Even
was
lemon was expensive.
200 and some odd per
It was
kilo.
was ridiculous.
Yes.
It was so ridiculous. I don't know why. Like, I mean,
man.
Genie. But anyway, so yeah, it is in the Western Cape outskirts in George somewhere. So yeah, so just be careful. And yeah, so I don't know if you did hear the story of a primary school child shooting
Yeah,
a
I
teacher.
did. Yeah.
Well,
This happened
principal.
on Thursday or Friday.
Yes, on Friday, yeah.
Yeah.
So the principal is recovering in hospital. The incident took place in Primrose Hill Primary on Friday.
Very
So
terrible.
apparently the principal reportedly instructed this grade 6 pupil to take out their workbooks to study. And then the pupil said something to the principal, which the principal ignored. And then, so the pupil is believed to have shot the principal later in the school staff room. Police are investigating the matter, and the firearm is believed to belong to the pupil's parent.
Wow.
I mean, how angry as a child can you be to
But
want to
also,
go and shoot?
I think the other thing, people underestimate the question, even though the trust issue in the family circumstance.
Yes.
Because I don't think as a parent you would ever think that your child would do that. So even though the instrument itself, meaning a gun, would actually be held in a safe.
Yes.
It may not necessarily be a secret for the family.
Of course
what
not.
That safe, even though it should be. But the parents trust their kids. They would never think that they would go into that
Yes.
extent.
No.
But it does. One of the things, talking about guns, guys, the shocking story for me when I looked at CNN, I think it was yesterday or on Friday,
Yes.
that in America, just this year, when we talk this year is what? From January up until
Till
now,
mid-Feb.
the 18th of February, there has been 48 gun-related incidences, which is not mass public shooting.
Yeah, there was that one.
48.
Yeah, Super Bowl as well. Like,
48. Can you imagine that? That is even more than the days. Is it not more than the days of this year? It's a little bit more. It's 48 public shootings, and how many people
imagine.
in just I mean, ladies and gentlemen, from the 1st of January up until the 18th of February, that's what happened in America. In
It's
this
like what,
short-
49 days into the year?
I mean, you have that many people dying. I mean, it's kind of.
I
strange.
think, yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't
that
know.
shooting. It's not people actually who died, but the shootings itself.
But I think it's one of the scary things when it comes to America, because I'm not sure whether their gun laws are relaxed or
Yeah, there's a
access
lot
to
of-
guns
yeah.
is like going to a service station and buying a gun, and then there's no.
Look, that
I
that
don't
is
know.
a very big sort of debate in America. That, remember, that is also politicized. So Republicans, Trump and them was talking about actually not toughening, even though Biden is talking about toughening up the gun laws and access to guns and all of that. But Trump and his right sort of wings, that followers,
Yes.
that want to actually have that access freely and so forth. So it's it's a very big political issue in the US.
No, it
that
is.
thing.
It is.
And with the way things are, I mean, from way back when, they are never going to get that thing right as long as that thing is being made as part of
Yeah.
the political campaigns. and all of
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the Judicial Service Commission will not recommend to the president that Eastern Cape Judge President Selby Mbenenge be suspended. This is while a Judicial Conduct Tribunal investigates a complaint of sexual harassment against him. So apparently there is a case that has been opened against him. Sexual harassment. So yeah.
I did hear that today. They don't want to recommend to the president to actually suspend the matter.
Yeah.
So they probably have some good reasons, maybe,
Of course.
because the matter is still under investigation, and we don't know, but it's quite kind of strange.
Yeah.
And we had who we had this week, police minister. What did he say about stats?
Yeah, I'm going to that. So he released the quarterly crime stats. So basically, one of the reports says that sexual offences have declined by 1%, and then but most of the crimes have increased. For example, murder has increased by 2% from the previous quarter, and then attempted murders have also increased by 13%.
Provinces, which provinces?
provinces.
I heard that Inanda was the highest in the medal
I don't,
rate.
KZN always has.
Yeah,
always
Inanda
has.
apparently is.
KZN, the highest okay, let's come here. Yes. So the murders have gone up, but it doesn't show in terms of like per district, basically.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So it doesn't. But attempted murder has gone up. Assault has gone up, both types of assault, and then common robbery has also gone up. And yeah.
Sexual offences, what? They've gone up by what?
So sexual offences,
They've come down.
They've come down.
Measly 261. Is that the number? So they've come
Yeah.
down by 261 guys, sexual offences.
Yeah.
And,
So
and that would be rapes and attempted rapes and all of that.
Yeah.
And otherwise, GBV, do they put that there as now GBV as a separate or thing? Or
Actually,
they just-
I'm not quite sure because andibona into ethetha nge-GBV apha. No, kidnapping.
So, guys, I mean,
yeah.
the stats are out, and I think it's probably for me, I would advise most of you guys to go and check your area where you are staying. How bad is it? And if you are not involved in the, in the community policing forum and all of that, maybe you guys need to start having those in your area, because I know that, I mean, a lot of people will be talking about Mdantsane, and I've seen it, and a lot of people kind of, put that the forum in Mdantsane is actually doing a great job, and which everyone kind of appreciates.
Talk about forums. At Beacon Bay, there was a meeting, not this past week, the other week, and there was. We've been experiencing a spate of crimes throughout the area, and then baya nto kabafuna udibana ke nabantu baseGqobhase as well. Yeah, because ingathi eqobhasi iforum iyatsho phaya, so they are suspecting that abantu that are no longer doing izinto phaa, they're the ones that have increased the number up eBeacon Bay. But yeah, yes.
Okay. So iforum yaseGqobhasi is actually strong and is chasing people away.
Yes.
Now ababantu baza ke ngoku kuni because you
Yes.
guys don't have a forum.
Yeah, so
you
basically
guys need to do something.
I know kuthiwa mayibe khona iforum ngoku, so I'm not sure how it's going to be
Work out.
handled. Yeah, but ke
I mean, the forums are serious. You know, they do actually fingerprints, they do screens, checks of whether the members of the forum, they don't have criminal records and all of that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
They're
didn't.
very serious. They're very
okay.
serious, guys.
All right.
If you're not part of the forum in your area, maybe you start thinking about it, finding out and joining that forum. You know,
No,
it's
I
very
wouldn't mind joining La Forum because sana. No. We haven't had
Mamke high.
so many issues Tina kwi yetu, but like every hour or
Kaloku
every 10
nina yu
minutes.
hayi nina ningaba ne-issues njani lapha esitratweni lapha mos on the main road.
Yeah, we're on the main road, yeah.
And it's actually people who are in the periphery who may have.
Yes, that's what I
Yeah.
have picked up as well. Because, I mean, I remember like the one time, well, on a couple of occasions, I'd get home at like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, like 8 hours of the morning, but I wouldn't feel I'm unsafe.
You are not part of strato sakho because I mean you got the garage here. There's
Yes.
constant movement in the garage itself.
But
so.
at the time, when the garage was being renovated, we did have 1 or 2 issues. Yeah, but ever since then, we don't have any. We don't have any. And then, so there was a substation that was stolen 10 years ago, which has been found in Lenasia, south of Johannesburg.
What does that mean, substation? What does that mean?
Ilawe iputi zotindona. I just want to check the picture anyway. But ingeza zinto manje zithanda uba like it's not like it's a mini substation.
Oh, these cabin.
Yes,
Zamakona,
yes.
That thing was stolen.
It was stolen in 2014.
Sorry.
It was stolen in 2014. So kuba kukho this thing yenziwayo eGauteng, ratepayers and stuff. Somewhere along the way they stumbled across it.
Wow.
And
in
kuthiwa-
2014.
Yeah.
And
so,
the police never found it. Only found it now.
Yes.
Shame.
So Gutwa, it was discovered during a City Power revenue collection drive on Wednesday. So the 11 kilowatt mini substation disappeared from the utilities Boyson's premises in 2015.
Strange.
Oh my
Very
gosh, yeah. And
Also, interesting thing, I saw Operation Chanela.
oh yes,
I
yeah.
like that operation, guys. I must say, I like, and that's what used to happen in the olden days, where
Yes.
police would just show up,
Yes.
frisk people, check what's happening, and all of that, and they do it quite often in Joburg.
No, they
But
do. It's
not
only
up,
here.
we don't do it here. I mean, that thing should be done in Highway. It should be done
Everywhere.
Oxford, particularly these areas that have people abanins.
Yes,
and
exactly.
foreigners. I mean, Oxford, we
Yeah.
should be doing that thing.
They should be doing that. Oxford, Quickney,
Yeah,
Southernwood.
Quickney.
Southernwood is
Jesus,
mostly
Southernwood,
infested.
yeah.
Well, is mostly populated with students.
Yeah, but
you
that's
do
where you need
get
to actually do
yeah,
it, yeah.
yes. Nancy Kelewe put. I just wanted to show you quickly so that you have like a picture of Lendo.
A substation that was
Yes.
stolen in 2014.
Yeah,
No, they didn't want to find it.
Nancy Lewe.
This thing, come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah, they swiftly moved in and recovered it. Anyway, so another interesting story was the 1-year special investigating unit, which will assist the National Lottery Commission with
Yes.
lifestyle audits.
Yeah.
So this is according to one of the committee members of the Portfolio Committee on Trade and of Trade, Industry and Competition. So the investigating unit has been probing the alleged theft of 1.4 billion rands at the Commission. The 3-year probe has revealed a web of collusion between officials and various entities.
And the chairperson of the board.
Yes, yeah. And then The investigation will also focus on former Hawks national spokesperson
This
Angwani
is the
Mulaudzi
strange
and
one.
his wife
Angwani
Rodhani
Mulaudzi,
and a
yeah.
consultant
Wow.
who allegedly were involved in helping launder money misappropriated from the grant.
Wow.
That
Angwani
shocked me.
Mulaudzi-
I think
Guys, you would-
about Teripeto, like the celebrities,
Yeah.
you know, that like, okay, we're shocked, but it kind of died down. But this one,
Mrs. Da Silva. There's
You
Mrs.
know?
Da Silva. She's my former colleague there.
Oh.
Mom K, who is Mom Fundiswe.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Mrs. Da Silva, hi. So, yes, Spoky, honestly speaking, even them, the actors, the Terry Petos,
yes.
the
Old
the
Presley
Tula
Chwenechai
Cindy,
as well. Yes.
I mean, it's really unacceptable that these guys
No, it's-
they would
it is
be in a
unacceptable.
position where they embezzle monies that belong to. I mean, we know the story of the these NPOs and that
Yes.
don't get funded, you know, and
Yes.
then you get money that is going to some
Be misappropriated.
Yeah, and used in a way that is really to enrich other people.
Exactly.
And the chairman is actually, apparently he used to fight a lot when the minister was trying to understand what is happening. They even took the minister to court so that to get the minister away from the...
Stay away
yeah.
while they're busy dipping their hands
Yeah,
into the
so,
cookie jar.
I mean, the guy, when I looked at his cars, he's got a Maserati, he's got, fancy house,
yeah.
and
And then some bought franchises.
Yeah,
and
they
I think
bought-
one of the franchises now has been closed down.
yeah. So, and there was a chicken farm that was bought. It was quite a
Like
lot
Tula
of money.
Sind.
Yeah, Tula Sind. So, guys, that thing is happening. I think it will be interesting at the end of the day. Everything that we hear, the final analysis and the final matter of the thing is that it must go to court and people must be prosecuted. Ultimately, people must be jailed, and be held
Yeah.
accountable for.
'Cause I
so, I think they are activating the asset forfeiture unit.
Yeah,
to be
Arthur
able-
lost his supposedly
Arthur
BNB.
Mufakati also was, but I guess also what happens is that over time, those monies that people used to make, they become smaller and smaller, and then they find ways, because when you're no longer as popular as
Yes.
Arthur was in the 90s and early 2000,
Yes.
then he had to try and find
Find
money
ways of
somewhere.
keeping afloat.
Yeah.
Even Terry Pet hasn't been away from the public.
Yeah.
I haven't seen.
But apparently she's been producing, but the problem is that now you don't know, the producing does give you quite a lot of money, but maybe it's not enough to maintain the lifestyle.
Yeah, Xhomekeka what type of lifestyle you have put up for yourself. Because if you're used to going overseas, every 3 times a quarter, now you see yourself going once.
What
yeah.
you doing there?
Yeah, no, but you get some people's lifestyles, like Tanasi. Yeah. Anyway, moving right along.
Yeah.
Okay, so the president honored the SANDF soldiers killed in DRC. So the 2 soldiers were killed in the DRC amid the surge in violence in that country. So the soldiers were part of the Southern African team assigned to combat several armed groups operating in that country. So President Cyril Ramaphosa says a team was deployed to support the call by the SADC. So I think they were part of the peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of talks about that particular subject this week, the soldiers being killed. Malema said Ramaphosa must bring the guys back home and some people were saying, I mean, that's what soldiers sign up for.
Exactly.
You sign up to go and do as the government of the day,
Is expecting.
deploys you. And so it's so unfortunate, but I mean, condolences to the families
Of
that
course.
lost their 2 soldiers, and others are injured. And apparently I was hearing during the week that this was a mortar that was was misfired, not towards the... It was
Yes.
misfired. It was not going to them and so
No,
forth.
it
and
wasn't.
apparently it was 20 kilometers away,
Yeah.
this thing. So,
It was a
condolences
fluke
to those
of,
families.
unfortunately. But also, I've been seeing some videos making rounds. Apparently, there's a lot that is happening in Congo. there's a lot that is happening in Congo.
Yeah,
so,
I think
and
people
they're
have been
saying that-
asking also about our interest there. And
Yes.
firstly, I mean, it's a SADC region, so SADC does, we are part of SADC.
Yes.
And that's why we deployed people in there on a peacekeeping mission.
Yes,
But
yes.
at the same time, also from my mind, and also was thinking that part of the minerals that sit in that country, they need to be protected. Also, our interests, probably. You know, the better the peace in that particular country, the better our interests are served as
Yeah.
a country.
No,
So,
definitely.
and also obviously Africa as a whole. So it's kind of interesting, but I think it's one of the things that becomes important when we look at these things, to not just be emotional about why this and why people getting killed and all of that. Number one is their duty. They signed up for it.
Yes.
But other than that, we say condolences to their families. But at the same time, I mean, there's been a lot of analysis around the issue of the specialization, some of the equipments. Apparently, they don't have air support in terms of the equipment
Yes.
that they should be having. So we'll see how that story unfolds
Yeah,
as
definitely.
time goes on. But
Yeah.
I think that was all.
Yeah, that was all. That's a wrap. Yeah.
Okay, guys, that was our current affairs, and we are going to go into some music. And so, as we take a break now, and just to let you know, guys, know
Yes.
everyone who's watching now that the Batalas are coming and they're going to be live. But not from the studio in Joburg. We're going to be talking to them about their marriage as we celebrate love. They're going to tell us how they met and, you know, how is it going so far, and how many years have they been in this thing, you know, and what are some of the, you know, impediments or some of the stuff, challenges that they've
Yes.
met along the way. Because remember, we are staying real here. So we want the reality, not just fabricated things. People,
Yes.
and I think, Spooky, we were
Yeah.
sharing this, that
Yeah.
we really, for us as a show, we really are honored when people decide to come really and be clean and be honest about
Of course,
the things
yeah.
that they've gone through. You know, it shows that they trust us and they trust
Yes.
what we do in this show. So guys,
And I think also they give out the lived experiences of most
Yeah.
couples, because we see people, like we see the Lotos on Instagram, you know, but we don't know their journey,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
the ups
yeah.
and downs. So it's actually, it's quite refreshing when, you know, when couples, you know, open up to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, I hope that the Lotos are watching this weekend. You know,
Yes.
guys, you were our first couple to come here, and we had, of
Yes.
course, some technical problems with electricity, load shedding, and all of that.
Yeah.
But they kind of want to come back again, so we'll
Yes.
see.
Yeah.
As we juggle our calendar for
Yeah.
maybe next month, even after Valentine's, you know, we can actually have them back here and
Yes.
speak to them about, you know, many other things that they are doing currently,
course.
you know, individually and as both as a couple. So
Yeah, I can't wait for the Patalas.
the Batalas
Yes.
are coming, guys. And we are now going to go to some music. I am actually blessed to have someone up at Kamkwam who knows how to choose good music, and we both love this type of music that we have on here. I'm not gonna, let me go up a little bit. Who feels right? Lima, let me do Lima. And then after that, Gerard Levet was Made to Love You. Those are the two songs we are playing. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 p.m. the Batalas will be live only on Stay
Lima.
Real with Lester and Spooky.